What is up, people? Welcome back. I just want to make a quick update video to fill you in on some changes I will be making to the channel moving forward. As many of you are already aware, when I first started YouTube, I used to do very different content to the stuff I make now. I used to make metal covers of video game music and some film and TV stuff here and there, and that is where I accumulated, I would say, the overwhelming majority of my audience. I did that for a few years, but there came a point where it was no longer feasible to keep doing it, and I stepped away from YouTube, and I had every intention of leaving this channel completely inactive. However, after a lot of consideration, I decided to come back to YouTube after a few years of leaving the channel dormant and transition into gaming content, let's plays, and some other stuff. And this was my first mistake, right? YouTube has always demanded consistency, and I believe that YouTube, as it stands, is so confused about the state of my channel because 90% of my subscribers subscribe for one thing that I no longer do anymore, and therefore my analytics are garbage. They're terrible. No one watches my new content, which is to be expected because no one subscribed for that. And you know, if I had known better at the time, I would have just started a new channel. But I don't consider that to be an option anymore because I've been doing this for coming up to 2 years now. It would just be a shame to hit the reset button, so I've had to compromise, and that leads me on to the main topic of today's video. So I've been getting about 400 views a day on average for the last 2 years, which on paper sounds really good, and it is, certainly. However, therein lies the problem. These are all views on older content that I no longer make, because some of those videos were quite successful at the time. And this has created an issue where YouTube is recommending content I don't make anymore to new people. I'm acquiring new subscribers, but I'm almost immediately losing them because I post stuff that they didn't subscribe for. They probably have no idea who the fuck I am when one of my very stupid videos appears on their feed. And, you know, I think a lot of people don't seem to realize I've made the transition, or they're just not interested, which is absolutely fine. But this is what I mean by the content 180 was just a bad idea, and I wish I had known better at the time. However, like I say, it's not an option for me to start from scratch because certain things that I do now, Souls Like Sunday, I'm 38 videos deep. I've put a lot of work into that series. It would just be a shame to jump ship to something new. So yeah, I've had to compromise, and what that means is I've unlisted every single video game cover I've ever done, so you will no longer be able to search for them on YouTube. And this isn't something that I necessarily wanted to do, but it is something that I feel like I have to do because I've been backed into a corner by YouTube, and it is my own fault for, you know, completely shifting my content and expecting my subscribers to be on board with that. It was a very dumb thing to do. Unfortunately, I am just in too deep now though, and I want to give myself a very fair chance of growing on YouTube because I do put a lot of work into my content. It wasn't always that way. It was a very rough start with the first few Let's Plays, but the last 6 months or so, I've invested a lot of time into improving my commentary and editing and trying to deliver something that I think is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. So I've unlisted all of the video game covers, but you can still find them on my channel if you go into my playlists. There's a playlist for every Dark Souls game that I've done covers for, and then a bigger one for every other random game. It's all there, every single cover I ever did. So if you want to listen to them, you can. I realize it's not ideal. It does mean there are a few more steps involved now, as opposed to just, you know, searching them up on YouTube. You now have to go onto my channel. But they are there if you want them, and I honestly feel like I had no choice but to do this. The very few people that do keep up with my content will know that I've debated starting a new channel time and time again because my views are garbage. It's an uphill battle. It's like doing YouTube on expert mode. I feel very nerfed out of the gate doing this, and it's my own fault. I should have started a new channel. YouTube demands consistency, and it just doesn't understand my channel. But as it stands, it sees that, you know, 99% of my subs do not watch my videos, and I'm certain YouTube does not look favorably upon my channel. And you know what? Maybe the content isn't great, but I am trying, and I am trying very hard. So I just want a fair shot at growing my platform, and you know, my views will now drop to like 10 a day, maybe even less, but at least those are 10 views on content that I'm invested in and am currently making. On the topic of music, I'm still very active as a musician. I write a lot of original music. If you weren't aware, I did a entire record based on Dark Souls lore. a 5-track EP called Lordship under the name The Mensis Ritual. That is my 2-man death metal project. You should check that out. I'm really proud of it still. We're working on a full-length album that will hopefully be out in 2021. I've also got to take this opportunity to plug my socials. If you're on TikTok, yes, I know TikTok, I post a lot of content on there. I do a lot of duets and stuff with other musicians. It's actually been really, really fun. I had written off TikTok at first for being, for kids, and maybe it is to an extent, but it's actually also really good for musicians. So, if you are a fan of my guitar playing, please check out the TikTok. Here's one duet I did earlier this year. On top of that, I'm also on Instagram at Andrew Malefice, and I post a lot of stuff that I also post on TikTok there, but I do stories and stuff as well. So if you like the music stuff, you should follow those socials. I'm still active, I just have no interest in video game covers anymore. On top of that, I have a Instagram for YouTube content that I'm currently making, Andrew Malefice Plays. Do check that out. There's also some stuff on there that never made it to YouTube if you're curious. I also have another TikTok that is very much the same as the Andrew Malefice Plays Instagram for that kind of content in an attempt to build this doomed platform of mine. I'm also on Twitter at Andrew Malefice. I don't really use it though because it's a fucking cesspit. Anyway, before I round off this video, I just want to say, if you're new here or if you don't really understand what this video is about, please just check out some of my new content. I'm trying really hard to improve my editing, my commentary, and deliver something interesting. And honestly, I wouldn't say I'm strictly a Let's Player anymore. I've made videos that are more like something Video Game Donkey would make. Check out the Nutshell playlist. I want to hit someone in the head with my halberd. Boom, headshot! Oh, yes, that's what I fucking wanted, bro. Let's do more of that. Good. Well, I've peaked. I do Souls-like Sunday. That's been quite popular relative to who I am. We look at Souls-likes, good and bad, and there's a load of them. There's a lot more than you might think. Also, I've just started a new series called Half Week Horrors, which is Souls-like Sunday, but for horror games. That's really fun. If you like goofy edits and, unfiltered commentary, you'll enjoy that. We're actually looking at a good game next week. She's on my ass already, man. Have a meal. Alright, if I get fucked over in this cutscene, I am done. That's exactly what happened. Okay. But on the whole, I just want to say, please give me a chance. And if you do like what I do, please like my videos. Please watch them. Please subscribe. Please, help me out. Tell a friend. Whatever you want to do. I don't want to beg for anything. But, I've made this a lot harder for myself by performing a complete content shift. Not only was it my first mistake, it was my worst mistake. How poetic. But yeah, please give my stuff a go. I'd really appreciate it. And you know what? If you have any suggestions for how to improve my content, please just let me know down below. Any suggestions you have. Am I too negative? Am I annoying? What sort of content would you like to see? I want to reach my audience, man, because I am grinding. You might watch some of my videos and think, probably didn't take me that long to put together. But, for example, the latest half-week horrors that absolutely bombed beyond belief. I think it bombed harder than any video I've made in the last year. Bruh. Look at this fucking timeline, man. This took me over 12 hours to edit. And yeah, you watch it and think the editing isn't anything spectacular. But you've got to make sure all the levels are correct. All of the edits, all of the cuts. I put a lot of thought and work into it. It's also a little bit demotivating at times when you work so hard on stuff and no one seems to give a shit. If my content is just shit, by all means let me know down below. But I honestly don't think it is. I don't think it's great, but I think I'm getting there. I think I'm improving. I don't know what else I can do really other than keep up the grind, and I will. I'm just asking that some of you give me a chance, and those of you that do enjoy the content, the 2 or 3 people that do, please like the vids and comment, and I will make more of an effort to get back to you. I really enjoy what I do here. I want to do this for as long as I possibly can. It's just, there are some weeks where I don't want to do it anymore because my views are such fucking arse. And it's not about views, and it hasn't been about views. It's never been about views. But when you spend 12 hours editing a video and no one gives a shit, it stings a little. It stings. But I'm not owed anything. There's always a risk making the content I make. Anyway, a lesson learned. That being said, I hope you're all well. Please like this video. Please check out my other videos. Follow the TikTok. My cat's arrived. Hey, bud. Otherwise, yeah, headbang, and I will see you all soon. Thank you. Goodbye.